up, everyone? So you might have seen my last video where I cleared pit 140. If you haven't seen that vid, well, check it out below. Description below. It's down there. Click it, check it, watch it. Yeah, check it out. It's really awesome. I did not think pit 140 was possible. A lot of people were doubting it as well. Like, for there, like some viewers are actually saying, "Oh man, I mean, this is an awesome build and all, but I think it is a B tier build that can probably clear 135 max." And for a while, I was sort of believing them, and but then I was thinking, you know what? Let's just push it all the way. Let's see what we can do. Push it to the max, basically, and if we can clear pit 140, then the goal for the season is done, and I can feel good about the time I spent because I spent way too much time on Chain Lightning and the game in general. If you want to know how much time I spent, well, check it out. I spent about 423 hours on the game. Degenerate, right here. Raise your hand. That's me. The build development phase took me honestly, about 400 hours. This is my first time creating a non-meta build and a theory crafted build, solving a lot of issues with the build, trying out a lot of different things, and yeah, guys, that process is not a short process, and it's my first time doing it, so it took a while. But now that I'm more familiar with damage multipliers, attack speed breakpoints, stuff like that, I think my future builds will be produced faster and they might be stronger as well. Because I am really impressed by some of these content creators. I'm gonna shout out one because I'm really impressed by this person, Roxy. The reason why I'm really impressed by Roxy as a sort build maker is that person can pump out content with different builds and do pit pushes with them like it's gumballs, like candy, yo. Like, they made a Fires Drake build. They even did a CL build that went to 135. They also did, or she also did, what her most famous one, I think, is the Ball Lightning one that cleared 140 on Ball Lightning. That's nuts. So yeah, I kind of want to be able to reach that level in terms of theory crafting and developing builds. But you know what? Like I said, non-meta knight here. First time doing it. I got my baby builds, the NMK Vox Omnium build, which I was unable to continue because I salvaged my 4GA Vox Omnium. And of course, the Avatar Sork, which cleared pit 140. It is the first Chain Lightning 140 pit clear. Very proud of that. It's awesome, right? And yeah, it's awesome to see too that other streamers, other content creators have started using my build. Maybe it was exactly my build or ideas from my build, like using vulnerable scaling instead of, what do you call it? Crit, using Andariels, using Doombringer, you know, it's awesome. I think they might have even used the formula I did for my infinite mana. And all of this information, all my builds, I don't care who uses it. It's awesome. Just use it, right? It's for everyone to use. It's open. That's why I upload it. Because I could have just kept it to myself and enjoyed it and snicker in the background like, hey, look at this Chain Lightning guy. He ain't doing it right. No, I'm here to like give you guys the information, use it, and have fun. Make the best build possible come out of a non-meta build. Let's get to the reason why. That leads me to the reason why I even focused on Chain Lightning. All right. Now, a lot of people might say it's a very petty reason, but I am a degen type of person, and I have a lot of free time. So I watch other big content creators, and you know, these the viewers ask them, "Hey, I have this Chain Lightning build, but I'm having a really hard time. How do I make it stronger?" And their answer really annoyed me because their answer was, "Well, why are you using Chain Lightning? Just use Lightning Spear. or just use fireball. What are you doing using chain lightning? You're playing it wrong. Well, that annoyed me because one, like you should be able to play the way you want to play, and two, you're not really answering the question. How do you make it strong? It's like you already immediately gave up, and yeah, I don't like that. So I'm here to answer how to make chain lightning strong, which leads us to the Avatar Sword. Let's get into it, guys. This is the build video. I'm done with my rant. It's super annoying. Also, a lot of people are telling me, oh, the bigger content creators will steal your idea and claim it as theirs and stuff like that. You know, they'll do it. It's unavoidable. It happens to a lot of small time YouTubers. I ain't gonna stress about what other people are doing. I'm just gonna focus on what I'm doing. And yeah, so on the comments or people that privately message me because I've added some of my viewers into the game. Um, yeah, guys, I get it, but thanks for looking out. But I ain't gonna make a big stir about it. Okay, so yeah, few users out there, content creators, whatever, credit the build if you want to. If you don't, then it's okay too. Anyway, the build. Sorry about that. Just a lot of people like asking me stuff and telling me to address it, so I did it in my own way. Let's get into it. First things first, the equipment. This is the final time I'll be doing a chain lightning build type video. Avatar Sork is done. It's cleared it. Let's get into it. Andoriel's Visage. Key item for the build. Must have. Uh, as you can see, I used to have a all stat GA. I switched it to a attack speed GA, and I masterworked uh, attack speed twice and put one into all stat. Now the reason why I did this is because I was not reaching the attack speed cap on bucket 1, which is on your gear stats, right? So it's this one right here. I haven't even reached it on this. I'm missing point 0.1, but that's okay. It's just point 0.1, right? You'll get that point 0.1 from your elixir, and then 14.9 of the elixir will go to bucket 2. Alright, so yeah, my Fist of Fate is terrible for attack speed. If I had even 12%, then I probably wouldn't need to GA or Masterwork attack speed twice, probably just once, and then all stats twice. So yeah, Andar's Visage is our main source of attack speed, which is the reason why I like it. And it is also really good for poison damage over time, and it scales extremely well with Chain Lightning because Chain Lightning just comes out really fast, and there is a mechanic to Chain Lightning that has an insane amount of lucky hit chance, which I think is double dipping. Alright? I think the lucky hit of this item makes it double dip. We'll get into it. Alright, next item for your chest, you want Raiment. You want a GA glass cannon, and then you want a masterwork glass cannon. A lot of people in the beginning, I thought Tyrael's was the best because solved all the problems, made me really tanky, but you lose out on a lot of damage, and you don't really need max resistance plus because you get that from potent warding, which you have on your Tal Rasha ring. So Sorks don't really need this, although without having Tyrael's, I do have a weakness to shadow damage, but there are so few mobs with shadow damage. You'll see some on the pit that have like those shadow clones or shadow infused into their damage or enchantment, whatever. Yeah, look out for them, CC them and kill them fast, and you're good. Alright? Raiment is really strong. Its aspect is really important for any sort of content, hordes, pits, enemies, anything, because you clear trash mobs really fast. And yeah, there you go. It is just still one of the key items to sorcerers 5 seasons later. Really strong item. Use it. Alright, next up, The GG item for season 5. I've said this on all my videos. You want to have 2 GAs, important, must get. It is a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. All right, just buy Distilled Fear, run NMDs, do whatever you can to run Beast, and just drop this thing. Lucky hit chance and lucky hit chance. Lucky hit chance, general, you want to masterwork it 3 times, and lucky hit chance for CC makes all your lucky hit effects crowd control 100% of the time. This leads to instant boss staggering, a lot of stunned enemies when you're doing pits, like frozen stuff. It's really strong. It has to be like this. The aspect below, honestly, I am a picky person. I wish it was 300. I would probably be a lot stronger. I could probably push deeper too. But like I'd say like 270, 260 is good enough. 260 and up, you're good. Next, the bane of the build. I've mentioned this on the last video. Resource generation must be triple critted. All right. There are a few changes, or triple masterwork. There are a few changes I made to the build, and this is one of them, as well as the Andariels. Right. So this is number one. This is the biggest one. Resource gen must be triple masterworked. The reason behind this, you have way better mana management. Although it was already good before, it's just better now because we are running some new passives. We are running Elemental Dominance now, which core skills deal 12% increased damage when cast above 50 mana. 12% is not small, guys. It compounds. Remember, you're throwing Chain Lightning thousands of times, so it actually multiplies it by 12%. That's big, all right? Plus, it's front end damage, meaning it's damage before poison stacks. So, Desecrator, any tanky mob will die faster. You don't have to wait for the poison to basically disintegrate the mob. It helps it get there faster. Okay? So that's why you triple crit, resource generation, and maximum. You want to have another GA on Chain Lightning just for extra damage, or you could get one on Chain Lightning projectiles cast twice. The nice thing about this is we increased our damage by 15%, but we are not getting mana burn because our chance for Chain Lightning to cast twice is lessened. Now, other people, they make a build that uses 100% Chain Lightning projectiles to cast twice. That's good. It only works if you're running Starlight. However, I think Starlight is a way inferior Chain Lightning build. This is just my opinion. But yeah, I think it's inferior. Okay? So, next up, we already looked at the boots. We're gonna look at it again. You want armor on the boots. This is how you're gonna get your armor cap. It doesn't need to be GA, so this saves you some cash or gold. You just need mana per second and int. And because this build is not popular and mana per second boots are not that popular, it's cheap to make and get. I'm probably going for 3B, 2B. Master work mana per second 3 times. At 11 seconds is not 11 seconds, it's actually about 19 to 18.5 or even 20. I don't know the total thing. But yeah, because of this stat, right? Get it? It solves your mana issues alongside with all the other mana items. Speaking of mana, oh, and yeah, Orange Herald, absolute god tier aspect. When you're running utility, this is the best utility aspect, especially for Andariel builds. Your ultimates will always be there. And guys, you have to be in god mode for the build to actually work non-stop. So yeah, you'll always have your ult anyway, so you'll be good. You'll be fine. Okay? You'll be god mode. God mode! Let's go! Anyway, amulet. Your amulet, you will aspect Stormswell. Starlight, no light, no go. Don't put that. It's bad. I don't like it. You don't need it. You want Storm Swell because you get 45 times multiplier, increased damage to vulnerable enemies while you have barrier. You'll always have barrier most of the time. Problem is the pits, but yeah, it's okay. You'll have it like 70% of the time when you're clearing mobs there. But on boss fights, you'll have it all the time. You want to masterwork conjuration mastery. Must masterwork this. Your amulet needs this. You'll find out, I've already mentioned this in the past. You need it for your damage scaling and your mana regeneration and movement speed because you move like a slug. You only have your temper here. By the way, your tempers on this item, crowd control duration, is awesome. This makes it so that whenever you stagger a boss, they'll be staggered longer, making you deal more damage as it's staggered. Nice, important item or temper to have. Everything else isn't as strong. Just get crowd control duration. Right? On the amulet, you temper as well crowd control duration, doubling it up makes it really, really strong. Vulnerable damage for the temper. Your build does not scale off crit damage, and vulnerable is the one to go with because you have an aspect that scales off vulnerable damage. Okay? Next up. Oh, yeah, you get glass cannon and intelligence. Those are really good too. Next up, we have your Talrasha's Iridescent Loop. Now, this one is very, very tricky to put, right? This is the one item wherein I could still improve on. Meaning to say, I really think that cooldown reduction might actually be the way to go because you'll be out of danger more often. You'll have your flame shields more often for pit pushing, but you do lose a little bit of non-physical damage, which scales your Andariels and your lightning damage. However, maybe your survivability is a little bit more important, but I cleared 140 with this build, so I think non-physical damage is the one that you can upgrade. It's honestly a toss-up between three masterworking wise. You could masterwork lucky hit chance to have more Andy procs and more Doombringer procs, which honestly might be the way to go. I will try it. I will master. I'll try to get another Talrasha ring because masterworking is pretty tough in this game. Yeah, and cooldown reduction could make you have more flame shields, more ice blades, but honestly, I think you're good without cooldown reduction on this build. So, non-fist or lucky hit chance. Of course, you want to get 20 below. And guys, let me just make this clear, right? Avatar Sword is a 5 elemental damage build. However, it doesn't scale Talrasha's 5 times. It has a maximum of 4 elements that it scales with. So poison, lightning, fire, ice. Or it could be shadow because you have shadow damage on Doombringer. So it would be shadow, poison, fire, ice, or lightning. It doesn't matter. You have 5 elements. You deal all of them. You'll always have this up to 80%. So try to get the mass aspect on the bottom because it is a powerful ring, which is also a bit of an issue for me because it's like any build, any sort build that doesn't use Talrashas is not doing it right. And to me, like items like this that limit a build from becoming great is a little bit annoying. It's like you must have this item, right? It's a must-have item. It's a bit annoying to have that, so I hope they balance some more items out so that they're a little bit more competitive, right? Anyway, next thing, you want Ring of Starless Skies. This is another one that is a little bit um a little bit of a toss up, because you could try to get a GA on Lucky Hit Chance, or if you don't have a GA, you could try to masterwork Lucky Hit Chance. Again, you'll have more procs of Andy and Doombringer stuff. However, I really feel that the build doesn't necessarily get its most damage from Andariels, although it does quite get a lot, but it you get a lot from your other skills too. So I decided to go with my GA plus 7 to core skills. That's why I started using Elemental Dominance as well to maximize this Starless Skies ring. And if you really think about it, it's a pretty smart thing to do, because you're making your damage sources equal to each other, so that way you don't just rely on your poison damage. You know what I mean? So it's like combining your damage and building it up equally rather than just focusing on one and sacrificing on the other. Core skills is pretty damn strong, especially on Chain Lightning, right? So yeah, plus you get 5 stacks on Chain Lightning on your pants too. So honestly, it's I think core skills is the way to go. Your procs are enough with your Andariels and your Doombringer. So, in my opinion, core skills. But yeah, Ring of Starless guys, 50% multiplier. What else are you gonna use? You could try Creeping Death, but again, that focuses only on Andariels, and our Andariel damage is not as high as Rogues. So we have to find a way to balance it out, and this is my solution that I came up with: core skills, elemental dominance a little bit, just to balance it better. Right? We'll get to our focus right now. Your focus, you must have this one stat, otherwise, your build will stop. Lucky hit, up to 5% chance to restore 27.3% primary resource. We always come back to this. This is the stat where Chain Lightning started. Again, Max Roll was probably the first one to put out a guide on CL, and they were smart. They used Lucky Hit Chance. I was a big hater of this because I thought, yeah, it's just 5%, man. That's such a low chance. You could just get mana from Frigid Breeze, which this build still uses, by the way, which is why it gets infinite mana. Without it, and just using this does not work. But this will keep you topped up better. I will try the build now. I haven't tried it yet. I will try a focus that doesn't have this and see if it still works. And if it does, then GG. I'm gonna remove it and put damage, right? More damage, because we want more damage. But for now, this is gonna stay here. You want to temper vulnerable damage as well. You want to get triple masterwork on vulnerable damage. I don't have it here, as you can see, but the reason why we are scaling vulnerable damage is Shredding Blades. If you read it, Ice Blade's chance to apply vulnerable is increased by 20%. Not the best stat because our Chain Lightning makes everything vulnerable, but you gain 30 times vulnerable damage. This is the stat that we can scale as sorcerers. We cannot really scale crit damage on Andariel, so shredding is the aspect to put on the focus. I tried accelerating. It worked, but not as well. I tried conceited. It worked, but not as well. So, shredding was the biggest power boost, and it helped me clear Pit 140. This is one of the changes I made to clear Pit 140. And my build right now, guys, it can clear further than that. I cleared Pit 141. I just ran out of time, but I still finished it. But it doesn't really count, right? It's like the Elon Musk thing. It's just a funny thing. But I can clear it, guys. Like I've dealt a lot of damage on other bosses much faster. I just died to the shades and other modifiers, so I will try to keep pushing, but I kind of want to slow down a little bit on pit pushing because it is pretty taxing. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, our last item is, you guessed it, Doombringer. The item that changed my Sork forever. And the loss of my GG4GA Vox Omnium gave birth to the strongest Chain Lightning build for Season 5. Doombringer is absolutely nuts. Try to get a GA on maximum life. But again, this is not, it's still within range, guys. It's not out of touch. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, it's all GA items. It is pretty crazy how my build works. And the strongest version really has all GAs. But again, it works without it. You triple crit or you triple masterwork, maximum life, and then your all stats will just be what it is. I think it's like 150 something, right? But if you have a GA on it, you wanna get the 77%, which you would get if you triple masterworked it as a plain non-GA Doombringer. But if you have a GA on it, you just have to masterwork it once to get 77, and then put the rest into all stats, making you have so much more willpower, which gives you better healing and gives you 23.3% resource generation. This adds up with your Pantalones, making this thing actually 22 per second. Pretty nuts. Alright? That's how we have infinite mana, guys, without Starlight. You do not need Starlight. It's not good. Don't use it. Oh boy, I've been running the last pit runs with minus 100. Ah, it didn't have a gem on it. Because I just got this item, there's no gem on it. I have to put a gem on it. I'm gonna put int. Maybe it will help me scale even better. How could I be so foolish? Alright, anyway. Yeah, I wasted like a whole day of pit clearing without putting a gem on this thing. Alright, for the gems, you want to put topazes on your helmets, everything on your armor topaz. And then on your jewelries, put skulls. On your weapons, of course, you put vulnerable because it scales with shredding. You put what do you call it? Sapphires, right? Alright, that's basically it for the gear, guys. Now we're gonna go to our skill tree. I'm trying to be humorous with my videos. If you guys find it annoying, sorry about that, but that's how I am, and that's how I'm gonna keep making my vids. All right, so you don't really need these things. I don't like this, so just put one of each in case you want to experiment on something. You want to get 1 point into devastation, 3 points into elemental dominance, put 5 points into chain lightning for more lightning power, enhanced lightning, and then greater chain lightning for that 30% damage increase. You don't put points into this. This is all from your ring. You want 1 point of flame shield just for the god skill, which makes you basically immune to every shade attack. Yeah, it's really strong. 99% lucky hit chance. Yeah, what is my lucky hit chance on this? 71%. That's without the elixir. If I use it, let's see, it's this one right here. I think it should be like 75. Let's see, guys. Yeah, 75%. See, that's pretty big. This one will become 100 plus 100. There you go. So yeah, you want teleport. Teleport's really important. You get tanky. You get 30% damage reduction. You can use teleport as a defensive skill when you're doing pit bosses. You have to spam it without moving your joystick, or if you're on PC, just hover over the boss and just pop your teleport right on top of him. You're gonna be able to tank all of its damages. There's no, there are very few boss damages that can crack your barrier when you use teleport. You can even tank Elias's fireball with a teleport. So yeah, but if you don't have teleport up, then you are kind of screwed. And if you don't have ice armor, you're super screwed. All right. You put 3 points. Okay, you just put 1 point into this each. Then you put 3 points into glass cannon. As you can see, I have 13 ranks of it. If you're wondering how I got 13, you put 3 points into this. I have 3 points in my amulet, and I have 7 on my chest piece, so that's 13. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Really important to get this. Ice armor is your bread and butter defensive skill. This will also cast your ice blades often because your enchantments, by the way, if we how do we do this? How do we show that? I think we just go here, right? Your enchantments are ice blades, which gives you conjuration mastery and stuff like that, and Hydra because of conjuration mastery. All right, we close this first. All right. So yeah, this will keep you with barrier. It's also gonna block off a lot of your damage. Really important to have this, and it will always reset because chain lightning is a mana spender. Yeah, you'll always have this. All right, it gives you mana regeneration as well, a little bit. Again, times 2 mana regeneration because of regeneration stats. There's actually 30%, not there's actually 60, not 30. All right. Then you put 1 point into Hydra, get Hydra burning because you need to make the enemies burning for extra damage and extra defense. You get 1 point into Ice Blades, Enhanced Ice Blades, and Summoned Ice Blades for the cooldowns. This will reset your Flame Shield, your Teleport, your Ice Blades, your Ultimate, and yeah, basically anything with a cooldown, right? You want to put 1 point into Lightning Spear and another point into Enhanced Lightning Spear because whenever you ult, there is a chance for a Lightning Spear to be casted, and casting Lightning Spear spawns an additional Lightning Spear. So when a Lightning Spear comes out of Unstable Currents, it is 2, giving you more Conjuration Mastery. Speaking of Conjuration Mastery, you put 3 points into this. It's 10 because of our amulet. That's plus 7 equals to 10. Now, this is our main damage scaler, and I do have a little bit of a rant for Conjuration Mastery, but I'll keep it short. Conjuration Mastery, I think, has to be changed a little bit because it is almost mandatory to have it as GA. It's mandatory in every build if you want damage. It will make sorcerers feel like the same class every damn season if you'll only scale off Conjuration Mastery. But for now, Conjuration Mastery is the bee's bananas. It's awesome. It's strong. It's the best passive in the game. You gain 10% damage, 10% movement speed, 20% mana regeneration per conjuration. My build can maybe get about 16, maximum 20 if I'm really lucky. But yeah, 16, that's quite a big modifier already. As you might know, Lightning Spear can have maximum cap of this. I don't even know what it is. I think it's like 64 or something, so 640 times damage. A lot of movement speed, which works with their Esus, and so much mana regen. I'm kind of jealous that Lightning Spear is that strong, but yo, we're Chain Lightning. We did 140. Let's go. GG. Anyway, yeah, Conjuration Mastery makes you have infinite mana, makes you fast, makes you strong. It's important. But again, we might be pigeonholed by this passive skill until they do something about it. All right, put 9 points into this. Mandatory for any Sorc. All right, you want 1 point into this, and then 3 points into Devouring Blaze for extra crit damage, although it doesn't scale well. Just 1 point into this so that you spawn Crackling Energy, so that your charge glyph will work. All right, and here is the solution to your mana issues, Frigid Breeze. If you're wondering what makes this work, Ice Blades, you'll have 6 Ice Blades. This will always work. You'll feel it. All right. Without this, the build will not have infinite mana, and you'll need to use that Starlight Aspects, which sucks. All right. Storm Swell all the way. Frigid Breeze, important to get. It works with Ice Blades. Of course, you want 2 points into, or 1 point into Unstable Currents and 1 point into Prime Unstable Currents, because 25% attack speed goes into bucket 2, along with your potion or your elixir. In my case, I get 14.9% into that, plus 25%. And if I use accelerating aspect on the focus, then it's much faster. However, you burn more mana, and you might have a little bit harder time sustaining infinite mana. Although we did change the pants, so I have to do more testing. Testing's kind of hard, alright? Now, we come to the last 2 passives. You put 1 point into Coursing Currents and 1 point into Electrocution. Honestly, these are like vanity passives. You could put them elsewhere. You could try putting it here if you're still struggling with mana, which you shouldn't be. But this is fine right there. Okay? And of course, Veer's Mastery. And Veer's Mastery is really, really strong, makes you super tanky. And don't scoff at, oh, okay, game. I guess I went ZZZ mode. I fell asleep in the game. Let me just open it up really quick. You get to see my character. He is confused, and I have another one right here. Literally another one. Okay, confused. Let's go. Ah, man. Yo, Chain Lightning is so fun, but yeah, I kind of want to play something else now, but we'll see. We'll see. Still gotta clear pit 145, maybe. I don't know. A lot of people tell me clear pit 145. Anyway, sorry. Get back to the skills. One last thing. Veer's Mastery. Really, really strong. 20. Don't scoff at the 250% damage. That is big. It's a big explosion damage, and it kind of works with Umbacrux. It's buggy. You deal a lot of damage with Umbacrux, with Acial Conduit, this, and even Chain Lightning in general. All right, your Paragon board. I did do a few changes to my last build. However, it's very minimal. You can just I'm just gonna hover over the nodes. There you go. Elemental is still here. Get these things. You want to get this for more damage when you're CC. I think it works when they're staggered too. You want damage to elites. Damage to elites, by the way, it is a really, really strong stat, so get it. Yeah, get this thing. Have it here. There's a dex board, I think. Yep, this is where you put your control glyph. Damage to crowd control. You go up here. Let me remove this key thing, because I was looking at crowd control for my druid, not really for this one. Sorry. Let's put it back. Here you go. You get this. Then you get this. Control glyph. You want to get the mana nodes right here. Really important for the build. Makes you have more electric hula hoops. Here you go. Burning. Flame feeder. This is the enchantment master board. This is the static surge board, in case you didn't know. Alright, this is a burning instinct board. You put tactician here so that you gain damage reduction for this, and then bonus damage from this. You get the mana nodes right here. Get this for your conjuration damage, although it doesn't really do much. You're just getting this for the int, and so that you don't have to path and get these useless nodes, and you're able to get more resistance to all, because you're not anymore running Ethereals, you're just running Rainment, so you have a easier way to cap it. And also it's 10 intelligence points. Alright, then you path over here. Yeah, by the way, get Crackling Energy. Crackling Energy is just for the glyph effect on the bottom. Picking up Crackling Energy gives you 5% increased damage. Blizzard, please change this. Change this, please. Make it so that you suck up the balls. We need to suck balls. We need to suck up the balls. All right? We don't want to have to like run around and pick up the balls. Just let us suck the balls. All right? Then you go up to here. Critical damage, destruction. You don't need to get these things. These you don't get any fire damage anyway. So yeah, destruction here. This is the really important. Oh, this is the searing heat board. All right, this is a really important board because you gain 60 times damage multiplier. Frigid Fate is really strong and works with chain lightning or any build in general. So you get this is where you put your unleash glyph. Helps with your mana regeneration, but you gain 8% increased damage, which is awesome. You get the intelligence stuff here. You get also cold resist here. Helps you cap it. Alright, here we go. Get all the blue nodes because you benefit from vulnerable damage. This gives you 22.5 vulnerable instead of just whatever this is. Sorry, I'm really lazy to do the math. Here you go. And then you got Frigid Fate. We used to run guarded, but I figured that you don't need it. Alright? You don't need it. Doombringer just tanks it all for you. Just don't put this anymore. And instead, you go to this board, and this is where I made a few changes. I put exploit here just to get more vulnerable damage. I got these 2 nodes right here. Like I put these 4 nodes there. And yeah, you get this. Right? Lightning damage scales with your chain lightning. Vulnerable damage, you get this because of shredding, right? So this is, guys, this is it. This is the perfect chain lightning Andariel's build. There's nothing else to do. This is the best of the best. I cracked it. It's done. We can move on to a different build. However, it's honestly really hard to let go of my, it's like my child, right? This is like my baby build. And yo, I don't know what build to make next. There's only 3 weeks to the season, so I might just try to push 145. I'll do some boss runs. I'm gonna do some more casual videos of me talking about what I think about chain lightning. I'll probably do like a chain lightning after 450 hours of it, you know. So look out for my content. It's gonna be good. A lot of talking though. If you don't like me talking, then I guess don't sub. But if you enjoy my content, do subscribe. Really helps me out. Like the videos, comment, let me know what you think of the build, guys. And again, to my loyal viewers that are defending me, to the big bully streamers that are not crediting and whatever, it's alright, guys. You know, you can go through the streams, let them know, hey, this game, and you don't need to do that. It's alright. Alright, anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know my build vids are long. Yeah, we'll get better. See you all on the next video. See you all in the next video. Peace.